Alright everyone, it's February, or the end of February 2026, and it's time to tell you what I have been carrying from my everyday carry this month, but more importantly, what bag I was using in this month, and use this opportunity as a little review of the Black Ember TKS in this updated version. Before I go into what's inside this bag, maybe I give you a little bit of a history with my personal experience with the TKS. Black Ember has been making the TKS in the first generation a couple of years ago, and I personally wasn't really happy with the usability of that sling bag because it had a clamshell opening that usually with backpacks I do like a lot. With that sling bag, I personally felt like that if you weren't careful enough with opening and closing that clamshell opening of that sling bag, there was the danger of items just falling out because it's obviously a clamshell, and if it's in front of your body and you open it up too wide, it kind of folds open and sends all of your items flying. But Black Ember has improved this TKS extremely well. I really like using this bag for this month, and I definitely will use this in my rotation in the future. But there is a negative with this bag that cannot be overlooked, but there is a solution for that. Before we go into what I like and dislike about this Black Ember TKS, let's talk about what's inside and what I have been using in my everyday carry. And like always, all of the items that I will mention in here are linked below. Those are affiliate links. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a really small kickback of that sale. And I feel like some people kind of overestimate what you can earn with affiliate links. That it's not much, but still, if you do it, this small little support is highly appreciated. And also, I really want to tell you, there are a lot of returning guests, and that is a testament to the items, but also I show you so many of these items so that you can get a better understanding what you can fit inside. So it's not, I hope you don't kind of perceive it as a cash grab. It's really, that is what I'm carrying. Again, lots of returning guests, so testament to these items, but also to give you an idea what fits inside. All right, so the TKS has a front compartment here with a magnet. That is usually a really good place for a regular, and I want to emphasize this, a regular phone, meaning an iPhone, something that is somewhat flat and fits easily, slides easily into this pocket. And for that, it's a good idea. But I'm not the normal person. I don't have a normal phone, to which I get in a second. So it did not fit into this front compartment. But because this compartment has these little kind of openings in which you can kind of put in a cable to pass through a power bank cable to your phone, this has been a good place for me to store, it's kind of difficult to show you here on camera, fresh doggy bags. So I put them in here to kind of access them quickly when I'm walking my dog. So that's how I utilize this pocket. Now, going to the main compartment, which has an AquaGuard dual zipper with the signature zipper pulls from Black Ember, which you can kind of lock into here. So if you want to be really secure, you can take this zipper pull off this zipper and pull it through this hole, kind of like so, and make it a little bit secure to prevent those opportunistic pickpockets. It's not a perfect theft solution. But most of these opportunistic pickpocket thieves, you walk in the subway or on the escalator and they stand behind you and they kind of want to open up the zipper as stealthy as possible when they have the opportunity within those 10 seconds on the escalator. But having this somewhat prevents them from doing that. Again, it's not a perfect solution, but it's a solution to kind of deter those. And as you can see here, it's not as easy to open this up again. So I love Black Ember's implementation of these zipper pulls and this theft deterrent. So these dual zipper open up the main compartment. And just like on the TKS, the old TKS, it goes all the way, but it doesn't open clamshell style, it opens accordion style. So helping to prevent this bag, this sling bag, opening up completely and accidentally send all of your items flying to the ground. But because this is accordion style, as you can see here, it still opens up really wide, so that when it's on your shoulder, you can still see everything that's inside here, and everything is really well organized. And I love this so much. This sling bag is amazing in terms of usability. Everything is laid out really neatly, really well organized. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 separate big slots, and then inside those slots you also have a couple of organizational slots with elastics, but when you close it up, it's keeping everything fairly tight so nothing kind of flops around too much. So let's start with what I've been saying previously. In this back pocket here, we have my phone. This is the MVP of my life basically, because this is the Samsung Fold 5, a huge, very thick phone, because you can fold it up like so and have basically a huge display, or when you fold it up, you have a small display that fits really well into the palms of my hands. Many people kind of complain about, or have been complaining about, the Fold 5's narrow width when folded up. For me, as a very short person, this has been amazing. I'm not sure if I will upgrade to the Fold 7 because Samsung addressed the complaint with this narrow screen and kind of widened the folded up situation of this phone and kind of made it a little bit more like regular phones, but I really like this narrow form factor. This has been an amazing phone. For those of you who are asking, this is the regular case from Samsung, but I bought this little stand here. I kind of updated it now with this one because my other one wasn't holding up anymore, and it has this kind of thing to put your fingers in here if you want to hold it a little bit more securely. This is, again, my favorite phone. It's a little bit thicker, that's why I'm storing it here. But this pocket here basically is my, let's say, entertainment and creation pocket. So either I put my Samsung Fold 5 here, or I store my Anbernic RG35XX Plus retro gaming device here. This, if you're not familiar, I have a second channel where I talk a lot about mental health and utilizing devices like this gaming device to kind of reset your mindset. Maybe check it out at -2TWO, where I talk about these devices and utilizing them. So this also is sometimes being stored in this pocket, or if I want to vlog, I also store my DJI Pocket 3, which is currently filming me, so it's not here, but the DJI Pocket 3 with the tripod fits perfectly inside this pocket as well. So I kind of switch around, either having my phone, the Anbernic, or the DJI Pocket in this back slot. In this middle slot, this is basically my EDC that always is with me. So first and foremost, my earbuds of choice. These are the AceFast Ace Fit earbuds. These are open ear earbuds that go around my ear, but help me not only to listen to audiobooks, but more importantly, still be aware of everything that is around me. I walk my dog a lot. It is really important to know when a bicycle comes, a car comes. So I don't want to kind of prevent me from, or isolating myself from the world that is outside. That is why I'm using open ear earbuds, and these have been amazing. So the Ace Fast, Ace Fit fit perfectly in the second slot. Then, because all of my devices utilize a lot of power, I like to have a power bank with me to kind of be sure that I am not stranded without any power. That is why I carry this Nightcore NBA 5000 mAh power bank. This doesn't give me enough power to kind of fully load up my Samsung Fold 5, but 5000 mAh is enough to get me through a couple of hours of, I don't know, calling, emailing, but also to kind of power up any gaming sessions. This is very slim, as you can see here, and therefore fits perfectly in one of these little slots, which is why I kind of store it like so, really flat, and as you can see here, it fits perfectly in that. Then my flashlight of choice that is usually in my jacket is the Wuben X2 Pro, but because it was winter, or it's spring, almost spring, but it's still dark when I'm walking outside, so I utilize the X2 Pro as my main flashlight. But because this is so small and also slim, I always have an emergency flashlight with me. This is the Wuben G5. Because it is so small yet powerful, it is very good idea to carry this with you. Also, last time I had the situation that my wife and we were walking two dogs, because one of the dogs is from our neighbor who broke her back and hip, and we kind of took care of that dog. She didn't have a flashlight, so I gave her this one. I used the X2 Pro. Always carry this as an emergency light. Woody, hey, good boy. Sorry, my dog had surgery and I need to prevent him from licking the part where he got surgery. Okay, good boy. So this small flashlight, because it's also very thin, it fits perfectly in this little pocket. Then, speaking of small items, this is the Gerber Dime, my multi-tool of choice that I carry with me all the time. It has a pair of pliers, but a small little blade. You have seen this so many times in my other everyday carry videos. Again, these three items that I just mentioned have been in all of my everyday carry videos, and I think that is a testament to how well these work. I like to change items to test them out, but as you can see here, if it works well, I always go back to them. Oh yeah, for the Nightcore, also a small little USB-C to USB-C cable, of course, to charge my devices. Then in this pocket here in the front, as you can see here, there would be plenty of space to store some other items, but I chose not to overfill it too much. I went back to the secret wallet. As you know, I usually use my extra wallet, but because the extra wallet is a little bit taller than the secret wallet, I noticed that when I put it in this little slot here, it would kind of hit this ceiling too much and would make closing the zipper a little bit more difficult. I could have put the secret wallet not in the slot, but in this pocket, because this slot doesn't go to the bottom, fully to the bottom, as you can maybe see here. So if I would have put the extra wallet outside of this pocket, it would have fit, but then it would have slid around too much. So for me, it was really important to keep it as neatly and tidy as possible and utilize these slots. Therefore, I went back to the secret wallet instead of the extra. In this pocket, I have lip balm and hand lotion. It's still cold. Anything else? No. Yeah, but that's basically what I have been carrying on a daily basis inside this TKS. And as you can tell, the main benefit and the thing why I really enjoyed using this bag is this accordion style opening that not only let me see all of the items inside in a very organized way, everything fit into these slots the way I personally needed it, and therefore it is really a pleasure to open this up, see where my items are, so nothing is kind of jumbled around in these pockets. Usually, as you maybe remember from my other videos, I say that I don't like these elastics because it kind of not holds the item in place, and when small items, when you walk, it kind of flies out and jumbles around. But because this has a fairly, let's say, rectangular and not as high form factor, the ceiling of this pocket is really low to these elastics. So there is not a lot of chance, for example, this lipstick to kind of jump out. So if I am able to illustrate this, even if I would run and this was try to jump out, it only would be able to go halfway out of that slot before hitting the ceiling of that pocket. So nothing can really jump out of these elastic pockets that usually I don't really like. But in this case, it works out perfectly. And being able to fit all of these items inside, seeing them with this accordion style opening without items falling to the ground has been extremely enjoyable. The form factor, yes, it kind of looks like a man purse, but it is, although there's so many items inside, really compact, and even if it slides underneath my armpits, it's not as bulky to kind of be very noticeable underneath my armpit and get a little bit annoying. It really worked out quite well. It's a shame that I cannot use this front pocket, but it's my, in air quotes, fault because I have this very thick phone. A regular iPhone, especially if you don't use a case, would fit in here perfectly, and this would be a great place to store your phone temporarily. But not, and that is really important, not in the rain, because water obviously can get inside these holes. Speaking of, the whole bag, the construction, I have been walking in rain and snow. And yeah, I've been walking with my dog a lot. And the build quality, everything is perfect. It kept all of the items really dry inside, and like all of the Black Ember bags, I love Black Ember, and the design language and choice of materials are amazing. I cannot fault them at all when it comes down to making the bag. These hold up really well. I use my Forge still regularly. It really holds up perfectly, and I can totally see this TKS being in my rotation for quite a while. The only thing, and this also comes down to the build quality, because the build quality of this is really good to a fault, is this shoulder strap. This shoulder strap, while the bag itself is comfortable to carry, and with sling bags, it's not so much that you need a wide strap. You don't need a padded strap because the weight of the sling bag doesn't exceed to a point where it's so heavy that you need to distribute the weight onto your shoulder as comfortably as possible. So even with the items inside, this sling bag is not very heavy, and therefore with this strap it is comfortable to carry, although as you can see here it is fairly slim, and if this would be a backpack, this would dig into your shoulders and would get uncomfortable. But again, because this is a sling bag, it doesn't have that much weight, it's not uncomfortable. But because this is such a high quality strap, in meaning high quality in terms of durable, this is really durable. I kind of feel like I could attach this to a car and then pull the car. It is somewhat abrasive. This sides of this strap are really rough in a way. And I would say especially with my winter coat, which is really bulky and has this hood, it was not only somewhat tedious to get over your head, over the hood of the strap, but also I felt like, am I kind of using like a saw? Because whenever this touched kind of not only my hands, but also the fabric of my jacket, or was sliding on the shoulders of my jacket, I kind of hear the sound, or it felt like this is kind of like sawing into the fabric. Granted, my jacket doesn't have any signs of abrasion, but I can already feel here. It's really hard to kind of show in this video, but this edge is really rough, and I feel like with delicate fabrics of your clothing, this will kind of make either your sweater or maybe your, I don't know, whatever jacket you might wear, might start to pill, or this kind of rubs too much against your fabric and kind of, yeah, potentially damages your fabric. Then more importantly, yes, you could use this G-hook to kind of open up this shoulder strap and get it onto your shoulders and over your head. But this G-hook in combination with this really stiff fabric is hard. It's not as you can see, I actually only tried it a couple of times because then I just gave up. It's not as easy to get off this G-hook. It's really cumbersome, which is why I personally told myself, okay, I'm not going to use this G-hook. I'm just going to kind of wrestle this strap over this really thick winter coat with this really big hood. Again, it's this use case. Maybe you don't have a big, huge coat. Maybe you live in Indonesia where you don't need a big jacket, but maybe you have some delicate clothing and then this will rub against it. So it was really hard to kind of get this strap over my head onto my shoulders. And also, yes, you could use this, these attachment points of this high quality, I think it's Duraflex D-rings that I attach with, what's his name? Is this Hyperlon? I forgot. I don't know if this is Hyperlon. So it's really well attached. So you could kind of use this carabiner and open it up, but this is also really good quality. So this is a really strong G-hook, and it's kind of cumbersome to get this off and on. You can do it. You can kind of open this hook up, then get it over your shoulder, close it up, instead of kind of trying to pull this strap over your hood or your head. But because this is so high quality, it's not as kind of easy to open up. It could be a design feature, because meaning this is also very secure. It won't accidentally open, but it makes it a little bit cumbersome. So this is definitely a trade-off that you need to keep in mind with this shoulder strap. But the solution is very easy. I mean, these are D-rings. You could just use any strap that you would like on this. But obviously, if you buy this, you don't want to invest in a new strap. That is why this definitely is something to keep in mind with this strap. This is probably one of my least favorite straps. I cannot fault the quality. This is all metal, and this is a really high quality strap. Again, I feel like I could attach this to a car and then pull the car. But in terms of usability, it's not great. I would probably exchange this, but you can get used to it if you want to buy this bag and you don't want to invest in a new strap. But maybe you have a strap laying around at home and then maybe just switch it out. But other than that, still, if I would not exchange the strap, I would still recommend this bag. Yes, this strap is a trade-off, but you can get used to it, especially if you don't kind of worry too much about your clothing. It's something you can get used to it. And the positives of this bag totally make up for this strap. I really like this sling bag. So the TKS highly recommend. So what are your thoughts about this sling bag and the items? Maybe share your EDC. Again, all of these items are linked below as affiliate links. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with it really a tiny affiliate link amount, kickback. Sorry, kickback was the word I was looking for, and that would be highly appreciated. And maybe check out my other Black Ember video that I did a few weeks ago about Citadel H2. Check it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. Maybe comment a black round symbol, emoji symbol, to tell me that you watched to the end. That is also highly appreciated. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.